put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Morning, Tobago, and welcome this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm really happy to be in your company. I am Ria Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to you, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad. Those of you viewing us on the live, and those of you viewing us on M&E TV, Gaia, we say good morning, good morning, good morning. Those of you on the live, good morning to you as well. We say good Tuesday morning to you. Unfortunately, Julian Skeet is not with us this morning, but we've got quite an interesting program lined up for you today. All right, and we'll be getting into that in just a short while. So before we head on over, we're going to get into our birthday segment. We've got our birthday segment coming up. So it's over to that birthday segment.
This is your birthday shout-outs on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
All right, so we start things off this morning celebrating the lovely Nikisha Mayhew Dennis, wife of a former Chief Secretary Ansel Dennis. Happy birthday going out to you this morning, and lots of love from all of us here at Tobago Updates. And Downey Marcel celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday going out to you today, Downey Marcel. Lots of love from all of us here at Tobago Updates. Belated birthday to going out to Auntie Clarice from the entire Joseph family. So happy belated birthday going out to Auntie Clarice. And this lovely lady is a Shirley Mapp. And belated birthday greetings going out to Auntie Shirley Mapp from the SDA community, from my family to you as well, Auntie Shirley. And we've got Aquila Hurdle Jack. That hurdle name, I know. Aquila Hurdle Jack, lots of love going out to you. Happy birthday going out to you from all of us here at Tobago Updates. We've also got here, happy birthday to another blessing in May. Neil Ann Macmillan from your mom, Andrea, Auntie Tracy, cousin, and uncles, and Laverne and Julian. All right, so love going out to you today, and this is Neil Ann Macmillan. Sean Hall celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday going out to Sean Hall, and lots of love from all of us here at Tobago Updates. And this lovely lady is Olive Grant, Auntie Olive Grant, celebrating her birthday. So lots of love going out to you today from the entire Tobago Updates family. And this fine gentleman, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with him, celebrating his 70th birthday. This is Reverend Peter Regis, celebrating a birthday, and lots of love going out to you, Reverend Regis, out there in Trinidad. My very good friend Andrew Daniel celebrating a birthday. Andrew, lots of love going out to you from your wife and your daughters, your wife Keisha and your lovely daughters, and from all of us here at Tobago Updates.
Birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Thank you there, KFC. KFC is sponsoring the birthday segment here on Tobago Updates. We're going to head on over into news in 90 seconds with Chanel.
Thank you so much, Ria. And here's your news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, the 16th of May, 2023. Homage is the theme chosen for the 36th edition of the Tobago Heritage Festival, scheduled for July the 21st to August the 1st, according to a press release from the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. Honoring Tobago's past, celebrating the present, and inspiring the future is the aim of this year's edition. Along with favorite elements such as the Mariah Old Time Wedding, Charlottesville National Treasures Day, and the Salaka Feast, the festival will feature the return of the Rum Shop Lime. For the event's execution, a planning team comprising of stakeholders is currently being developed. Additionally, opposition MP Barry Padarat said that the Children's Authority is extremely under-budgeted and under-resourced, and not enough is being done to protect children. Speaking at a recent press conference, Padarat accused the government of allocating only $28 million to the Children's Authority, despite a request for $100 million in the national budget. Worse yet, opposition MP revealed that in the government's petition to increase the national budget at the mid-year review, a request for an additional $62 million is being made. He claimed that the request is unnecessary had the government followed through with its plan to allocate $100 million to the Children's Authority. And finally, the government of Trinidad and Tobago was awarded a judgment worth almost $1 billion after the PIACO corruption scandal that was won in the Miami court. This was announced by the former Attorney General and current Minister for Rural Development and Local Government, Faris Alwari, at a virtual press conference on Monday. He also said that Trinidad and Tobago has gotten a positive return for all their money spent on legal fees over the past 20 years. And that was your news in 90 seconds. Back to you, Ria.
Thank you so much there, Chanel. And a special good morning going out to those of you viewing us on the live this morning. Alicia Devines, good morning to you. Andre Edwards, good morning. Julia Brown, June James Abraham, Carol Fraser Davidson, Kima Thomas, good morning. Good morning. Auntie Dora Lyons, good morning to you. Fifi, good morning. Good morning. And lots of love going out to you wherever you are viewing us from. Now, quite recently, viewers, very recent, there was a reading competition. There was a reading competition that was put on, and this was the key to success. Reading is the key to success. Read daily outside of your school books. Infants to Standard 1 category competition or championship. However, students from the Scarborough RC School were very successful, some of the students, and I just wanted to list out some of the names of these students here this morning, and some of the prizes that they won. And we could pull up the photo. We could pull up that photo. So we see here some of the students who were very successful. And they are Hadassah Martin, Lilia Kun, Kylie St. Hilaire, Josiah Richardson. And I have to big up, that's my nephew. Abu Kaden James, Soraya Lawrence, my niece, Samuel Meyer, Kalia Ray Lashley, Maya Dimas, Antonio O'Connor, Adriana Parks, Hassan Oliveri. Oh my, there's some names. Excelis. I'm sorry, I'm unable to, and I don't want to embarrass myself nor the child by ill pronunciation. Carrie Gray, Jaden Douglas, Ronique Walker, Kaylee Brebner, Kanan Almarles, and Levi Almarles. All right, and as well, some of the children who were very successful, articulate answers. The prize for articulate answers went to Soraya Lawrence, a $150 voucher from Books and Office Supplies. Abu Kaden James, $500, courtesy RIK, novel artwork demonstrating critical thought. This is novel voucher sponsored by Angel Skybox, and artwork demonstrating critical thought. The prize went to Ronique Walker, a $250 voucher from Penny Savers Canaan. The most complicated novel and soul reader went to Hassan Oliveri, a $500 from RIK novel voucher. He read Lightning Thief by Percy Jackson and answered all the questions correctly. And that prize was sponsored by Angel's Skybox. So I want to say here, to the boys and girls. Let's put that picture up again. They deserve recognition. So congratulations going out to all those boys and girls, as well to the parents. I see Soraya's dad in the background there. That's right, Soraya's daddy in the background there. That's Garnet Lawrence, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. And his daughter, where's Soraya? Let me see if I can pinpoint her. She's high. Okay, I see her little. I just see part of her here. But certainly to those parents who are pushing reading and pushing our boys and girls to read and to excel in literacy, we say congratulations to you. To the school, the teachers, and the principal, congratulations. Kudos going out to you. And special love this morning going out to those boys and girls. Josiah Richardson, this is love from your daddy, your mommy, your aunties, uncles, and your grandpa. All right, so have a great one today. All right, so let's get into our rundown and let's give you an idea of what's coming up on the program today. So we're going to start things off this morning chatting with Melissa James Guy, who's the program coordinator for community development, youth development, and sport. This morning we focus on the summer internship program. She'll tell us a little bit more about it and who the program caters to. We're going to continue on this morning chatting with Mia Passard, who is the president of the Tobago Agriculture Society, about World Bee Day 2023. And then we're going to wrap things up this morning chatting with Sonny Craig, Assistant Secretary for the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection this morning. And it's all about International Day of the Boy Child 2023. So lots of interesting things coming up. We'll see what they've got planned and how we can really celebrate and recognize and celebrate our boy children. I have one beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. I love to say. Of course, I've got my girls on the side, but one beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. All right, so lots more coming up on the program this morning. We're going to head on over into Tobago in Focus.
Mediation is used as an alternative to litigation through the use of an impartial moderator and communication and negotiation techniques. The Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection established its mediation unit in 2009 and has steadily expanded. The unit, equipped with 2 certified mediators, has since settled several matters, including landlord and tenant issues, merchant-customer disputes, property and land, parenting, and even issues regarding the running of traditional susus. Assistant Coordinator at the Mediation Unit, Carol Spencer Edwards, further explains.
We deal with family and relationship disputes, neighborhood conflicts, community disputes, juvenile conflicts. So the range of issues are there, and as I said, we try to offer persons that option as against going to the court.
Ms. Spencer Edwards revealed a high success rate between 70 and 75%, noting that a large part of the unit's success lies with the process, as persons are allowed to speak freely in a safe and comfortable environment.
Quite often the issues that they deal with or that they're dealing with is not out of the ballpark. It's just that maybe sometimes not able to sit and express themselves. And sometimes you need somebody there to say, here's what, let's start with, or hold up, give her a minute, or hold up, give him a minute. You know.
The recent addition of a therapeutic counseling unit manned by 8 counselors has further expanded services, including a crisis hotline, parenting workshop, grief counseling, life skill coaching, marriage counseling, and learning enrichment programs. Services can be accessed through its walk-in services or by referral.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates morning show. We're chatting this morning with Melissa James Guy, who is the program coordinator attached to the YES unit, or for the YES unit that is attached to the community development, youth development, and sport. I think we got that correct there. All right, and this morning we're talking about the summer internship program for 2023. Good morning and welcome to you, Mrs. Guy.
Good morning, Ria. Good morning, Tobago, and thank you for having me this morning.
All right, it's good to have you with us today. Now, let's start this morning. Give us an idea in terms of this summer internship program. Who are those persons that you will consider eligible to apply?
Okay, so the YES Summer Internship Program caters to young persons between 18 and 35 who are enrolled in tertiary educational institutions or who are now heading off for their freshman or their first year. So as long as you're currently enrolled in a university or tertiary organization, or you are heading off to, as in you would have been accepted, then you are eligible to be a part of the program.
Give us an idea of why this particular age range, 18 to 35.
Okay, so in the past, we would have catered pretty much to CXC and some lower sixers as well. But from experience, we've realized that the persons who truly can appreciate the experience are persons who are actually in the institution at the point in time. And also it assists us in ensuring that persons are able to access this type of initiative at a time when, you know, they would really be able to truly be engaged and have a true appreciation for it.
All right, now give us an idea in terms of the YES program. What is it all about?
Okay, so at YES, our mandate is to build capacity of young persons between 18 to 35 outside of the classroom. So we facilitate personal and professional development and lifelong learning beyond the classroom pretty much.
Beyond the classroom, lifelong learners. Give us an idea in terms of what are some of the skills that, the skills or the knowledge or the information that is passed on?
Okay, so we all know that when you're at school, they pretty much focus on the academics. Yes, you may engage in some extracurricular activities, but at YES, we also help to merge that theory with some soft skills, things that employers will make you more marketable for the world of work. So we have like life skills training. We also have professional development training for persons who are already employed but might want to sharpen some of their skills. Maybe they want to pivot in their career, or they want to maybe elevate themselves within their current field. We also have entrepreneurship, youth entrepreneurship programs, because we all know that these days, the young person, especially our Gen Zers, they are more into working for themselves, and everyone is trying their hand at entrepreneurship. But to be able to make these businesses sustainable, you have to have a certain sort of skill set or exposure. And we at YES try to ensure that we get the relevant training and the relevant information, knowledge and skills and experience to our young persons here in Tobago.
Okay, how does one apply for the YES program?
Okay, so...
And is it too early to apply, or can applications start coming in now?
So I want to make this abundantly clear, because there is some misconception that the YES program is only the summer internship program. The YES program is an annual, year-long, it's a full unit. So application is always ongoing. Persons come in and they would share with us maybe what their aspirations are, and we would be able to direct them to a program that we have that is tailored to what they may be looking for. So apart from our summer internship program, which applications are currently ongoing, the deadline is May the 26th. You can come in and chat with us and find out more about our resume writing and interview skills program, our community outreach programs. You can find out more about our life skills programs, youth entrepreneurship programs, our college-bound fairs. You know, there's a suite of programs that persons can benefit from. So persons are welcome to come in. We are currently located at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex on the second level, and you can chat with one of our very knowledgeable and friendly officers, and they would be willing and able to steer you in the right direction.
Okay. So what, in terms of the criteria for the individuals between 18 and 35 years of age, what should they work with?
For the most part, we just ask for like your national identification card. For the summer internship program, however, we're requiring the national identification card, the proof of enrollment at the tertiary education, your CXC certificates, and the application form, a filled out application form, which you can print and fill from the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sports Facebook page.
Okay, and that's just it.
And that's just it, yes. We try to make it as simple as possible for persons to have access to the assistance that they require.
Let's talk about in the past. How has the YES program benefited persons in the past?
Okay, so we have quite a bit of young persons who you may know that have passed through the YES program. I like to mention Miss Abini Taylor because she's always boasting about being a YES product. We have Mr. Shannon Walters from Wingfings Cuisine. He would have been one of our persons who would have passed through YES program as well too. We have many persons who would have been able to become established in their field of choice because of their exposure through the YES program. And we also have a lot of persons who are doing great exploits in the field of entrepreneurship who would have accessed our youth entrepreneurship programs and many other initiatives that YES would have provided in the past.
Okay. Now, how can persons contact you? Remind us again of where you're located and a phone contact.
Okay, so currently we are located at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex. I want to note that we used to be a part of the Division of Finance, but with the realignment, we're now under Division of Community Development, Youth Development, and Sport. We have not yet made our physical move, so we're still currently at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex until further notice, and we can be contacted at 639-4412, extensions 53700 to 53705. Our email is yes@gov.tt, and you're also free to come in and visit us at Level 2 Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex.
All right, and remind us again of that deadline date.
So the deadline date for applications is May 26th, 2023. So that's next week, Friday.
Okay, thank you so much for chatting with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And this is a call to all parents and even teachers who are aware of this program. Please encourage your charges, encourage your students to get involved. Is there a capacity, a limited capacity, or are you going to take all?
No, unfortunately, supply doesn't really quite meet our demand ever. We receive hundreds of applications, but we're only able to take 100 persons. But if I could just put a quick plug here,
Yes, please.
I do want to send a special thank you to all our stakeholders who have been really, really committed to the cause at YES over the years. We sent out the clarion call for persons to offer us spots to be able to place our interns. And so far, the response has been truly, truly tremendous. And I really want to thank all our stakeholders for supporting our young people here in Tobago as you do year after year.
All right. I see here as well that you're looking to have the CXC certificates.
Yes.
A copy of all CXC certificates.
Yes.
Okay, and as I mentioned that, I just want to remind students that certificates are now available at Scarborough Secondary School. I think the office now has those certificates for students who would have graduated. This is graduation, what month are we in? 2022, 2022. So you can collect your certificates there. For those persons who are trying to access this YES program. Okay? All right, thank you so much again for being on the program. And before you go, I mean, you say it best. This is what you do. Why would you, I mean, as you're talking to our viewers this morning, why would you encourage young persons to access this program?
Well, this is an opportune time for you to be able to be exposed to the relevant training, skills, knowledge, experience, and of course to build a network in your field of choice. So I don't think it gets any better than being able to be facilitated through the Tobago House of Assembly as a young Tobagonian to be able to give you that launch pad that you may need in whatever career field that you may be trying to pursue.
Mrs. Guy, is this program an all-day program? What are the hours?
Whatever the working hours of the organization are. So let's say you're placed at the Division of Community Development, Youth Development, and Sport in maybe the accounting department. Right. Then whoever is your supervisor or whatever the policy at that organization is in terms of the work hours, that would be your work hours.
So you adhere to the policies.
That's right. We try our best to ensure that they have the full experience of what it's like to be a productive and contributing working individual. So we have our understanding with the stakeholders in that they do not take advantage of our interns. We have had no issues over the years. Again, I want to thank them for always being so cooperative and kind. And our young people usually have a really good time. And I'm happy to say that some of them are even eventually assimilated into some of these organizations. So that's another reason why persons should ensure that they get their applications in, because you just never know if you would be employed in that organization eventually. It's all about building your network and building connections.
And very quickly here, we're wrapping up in just a little bit, but in terms of the feedback that the young persons give, are there misconceptions? Is it that sometimes, young persons tend to believe, I can't wait to leave school, I'm anxious, I want to get out into the world of work. And then they do, and they realize just how real and how difficult it is having to get up. And this is part of our training as parents for children. You've got to get to school for 8 o'clock, that you get there on time. But in terms of getting out there into the world of work, how do they transition? What have they said about the transition from school life to work life, where you've got to dress the part?
Listen, these young people, sometimes when you see how smartly some of them are dressed, especially after we train them, because they go through a week of training where they are, advised on how you would dress for the world of work and how you communicate in the world of work, and, just have that type of exposure to the relevant information. The only complaint I usually have is, Miss Guy, when is pay? What? But they're always paid. It's a paid internship.
I wish you didn't say that on air.
Oh, they know. They know, Ria. They know that it's a paid internship. But also, I want to mention that we try to make it as real as possible. So it's not just that you apply, but they also have to go through the submission of the resume, submission of the cover letter, and they have to go through an interview process. So they sit before a panel. It's just as if you are heading really into the world of work. So it's not a walk in the park, but it's an experience that I would encourage everyone who has ambition and who really wants to be successful in their career and, to come and have that opportunity to have that sort of simulation and experience.
I'm happy to hear. So, again, boys and girls, young men, young women, dress the part, look the part. Please, no jeans, no distressed jeans. I'm just saying it out there. No sneakers. Dress the part. Dress the part, okay? Yes, thank you again for being with us this morning, Ms. Guy.
Thank you for having me.
All right, viewers, lots more coming up this morning on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We're going to be chatting this morning with Mia Prasad, and we're talking about World Bee Day 2023. All right, so that's coming up after the break this morning. So share the live, share the live, share the live.
Sign up, save, and win every day with Digicel Plus. You could win a tablet or a TV every single day. Just sign up for Digicel Plus and like yourself. Visit digiceltt.com or a Digicel store to sign up now. Promotion ends May 19th and is approved by the NLCB.
Are you looking for a place for your loved ones? Heavenly Care welcomes you. Located at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors, we offer a variety of services. These include doctor visitations, social activities, geriatric care, and much more. Contact us at 277-9595 or visit us at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors. At Heavenly Care, compassion is at the heart of all care.
Welcome to Limage Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacord, Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning. Welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are chatting with Mia Prasad Douglas. We cannot forget that Douglas. Okay, this is Mrs. Mia Prasad Douglas, President of the Tobago Agriculture Society. This morning we're focused on World Bee Day. Good morning and welcome to Mia Prasad Douglas.
Thank you.
It's good to have you on the program with us. Let's talk a little bit about Bee Day, World Bee Day 2023, and what it seeks to accomplish.
Right. So World Bee Day is a United Nations marked event. It's really to highlight the importance of honeybees and other native bees as pollinators, which are vital to both our wider biodiversity, but also very, very important to our food crops. Because as pollinators, bees actually help to increase our yield as farmers and home gardeners. And without them, then we would have no fruits, no flowers. Lots of our crops are pollinated by bees. Estimates range anywhere from up to 90% of the food that we eat comes from insect pollination, including bees.
Okay, and this year we're talking about a nice collaboration between the Tobago Agricultural Society, right, and the Scarborough Library.
Yes, so this year we believe that by partnering we can do and accomplish more. So we have a lot of organizations that are geared towards education, like the library. We have Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute. We're also partnered with the BestNet TT program, which is a pollinator and education program under the UNDP, funded by the Ministry of Planning and Development. So we have a number of partners this year to really make a splash for World Bee Day and really help different segments of our public more aware of how important bees are. So as beekeepers, I think we have a special love for bees. There's a mystery and a romance about bees, and of course the honey and the other products that we use from bees. But yeah, through the collaborations, we really accomplished so much more. So the Scarborough Library, we have 2 events that are planned with them. One is tomorrow. We have tomorrow afternoon a storytelling event for preschoolers and early primary students at their regular storytelling event. Right. And we're actually, for the first time, having a story, an original story, which is written by the BestNet program called The Flower Says Thank You. Which is written specifically for that audience and really highlights some of the pollination aspects of what bees do.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then we have a workshop
which is geared at secondary school students who are doing agricultural science. So Forms 3 students will be going into Form 4 very shortly, and they've already selected their subjects. So those of them who will be doing agricultural science in Forms 4 and 5, they are our target market. So all the secondary schools across Tobago have been invited, and we hope that they'll come out and learn about bees as pollinators, our native bees, and honeybees as well.
Right. Mia, do we have an idea of the number of beekeepers or persons involved in the bee industry in Tobago?
Yeah, we have, the numbers are actually been going up quite significantly over the years. So about 10 years ago, we had about 24 beekeepers on the island. Now we've more than doubled that. So we have almost 50 beekeepers on the island at the moment. And then we have a number of young people that are really interested in beekeeping, and we want to grow and foster that interest, right? Because agriculture and apiculture, our future is in our young people. So this is why they focus on our school children, our agricultural science students, and also members of the general public to make sure that we understand how important bees are to us.
All right, so remind us again of some of these special events that will be taking place. You mentioned the reading at the library.
Right. So starting off tomorrow afternoon at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute, we have our Bees and Teas event, which runs from 1 to 3. And we're partnered with the Institute, but also we have our tea lady as well. We have a bee lady and a tea lady at that event, and it's open to the public. It's free. There's be a book display as well as the presentations, and we hope people will come out and learn a little bit more about how bees and the food sector come together, right? Because as I said before, bees are very important to our food sector and our food security. The second event is also tomorrow, and that's the story time at the library. It runs from 3:30 to 4:30. And that's a regular Wednesday event that the library has. But of course, this week, because of World Bee Day, it's specifically focused on honeybees and native bees. Excuse me. And then on Thursday, we have our student workshop, which is targeted, as I said, on our agricultural science students. Friday, we'll be at the library again in the atrium, and that's an open session for members of the public who would like to come by and learn about bees. We'll have, BestNet will have their booth, the Division of Agriculture, the Division of Food Security and Natural and, Division of Agriculture will have their booth available as well. And then, of course, the Tobago Apicultural Society will be out with our bee suits and our smokers, our demonstration hive, and lots of giveaways and educational information for persons who want to stop by and learn more about bees and how they impact us as humans.
What are some of the job opportunities or opportunities that are available, accessible through this avenue of beekeeping?
You know, I think when people think about beekeeping, they think just about the bees, but there's a whole lot more that's associated with beekeeping other than if you're not a bee person and insects creep you out, or you can love bees from a distance.
Right.
So there are numerous opportunities for value-added products, for example. Candles, lip balms, lotions, all of those products have beeswax in them. Beeswax has a tremendous number of various uses, particularly in cosmetics. And then, of course, we have different things that we really don't focus on here. There are a number of opportunities for things like bee venom, which is good for arthritis, propolis, which is used in mouthwash and dental care products and as an antiseptic. So a whole host of different avenues for persons who may not want to be directly involved with bees, but also, of course, beekeeping is a tremendously interesting area. As I said before, bees are very romantic, the way that they collaborate together to find their food, to store it. And I think it's so romantic that they collect the essence of flowers from around the island and then dehydrate it down into this gooey, sticky thing that we love to eat so much.
Interesting. And for those of you who've never seen the bee movie teaches you a thing or two about bees that you never knew before.
Yes.
So
there are a number of really good educational materials out there, and we hope to share some of them with persons when they come to the booth and at the various events that we have this week.
And I also see now that honey is being used in hair and treating hair.
Yeah, absolutely. Honey is very moisturizing, very nourishing. There are a whole host of micronutrients beyond what is actually nutritionally in the food. It's very nourishing. Bee pollen is also extremely nourishing. It's a very rich protein source. So persons would add it to their smoothies and their shakes, your porridge in the morning. A lot of really wonderful amino acids in bee pollen as well.
Yeah, so lots of opportunities out there. Remind us again of when all of this begins.
So World Bee Day is actually on the 20th, but our events start from tomorrow, Wednesday the 17th. We have 2 events, the Bees and Teas at THCI and the storytelling in the library. We have the Student Symposium on Thursday at the Anne Mitchell Gift Auditorium, which is also at the Scarborough Library. And then our educational displays will be open to the public from Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. until the library closes at 6 p.m. So we do hope persons will come out and join us.
All right. Thank you so much for that information. And just for persons who want to contact the Tobago Agricultural Society, how can they contact?
Right. So you can reach the Tobago Agricultural Society at 607-4TAS. That's our number. And yeah, we are also on Facebook at Tobago Agricultural Society.
All right. And what are some of the services, very quickly, what are some of the services that the Tobago... It's
apicultural.
Apicultural, that's right. So we've been saying it wrong all morning. Apicultural Society, yes. What are some of the services that you offer?
So we support beekeepers in a number of different ways. One is by having stores where we can get all our specialized beekeeping supplies, your spaceman suits and veils, your smokers, hive tools, all your frames and boxes for your beekeeping. A number of things for bottling and processing of honey. We also would have a rental program for extractors and so for beekeepers who don't have their own. As well, we also do a number of educational activities for beekeepers specifically in our training apiary at Orkinskjord. And we have other apiaries coming soon. We partnered with a number of youth organizations, including the Tobago Police Youth Clubs, through a UNDP-funded program as well. And so just a lot of ways to reach out. We're going to be working very shortly with the Signal Hill Secondary School with their apiculture club. So just ways to really educate people, get people interested in beekeeping, get them out there in the bees, and see why it's so important.
Have you ever been invited to any World of Work career fairs at secondary schools?
Yeah, I know the Division of Agriculture through their apiculture unit does attend the fairs at the various secondary schools, and working with the schools is something that's very much on our agenda. So this program that we're doing for World Bee Day is really just the beginning. We are reaching out to the schools, and we hope that this is going to be a lasting partnership going forward.
Okay. I really want to thank you this morning, Mia Prasad Douglas, for being on the program. I'm going to forget that again. Thank you so much for being on the program with us. So this is an opportunity for our parents, teachers, to encourage our young persons to come on out to be a part of this. The world is their oyster, and they can. I mean, there's so many opportunities to derive from this week of activities being hosted by the Tobago Apicultural Society, not agriculture.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.
Viewers, lots more coming up this morning on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. When we come back this morning, we will be chatting with Assemblyman Sonny Craig, Assistant Secretary for the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. Our focus is going to be on International Day of the Boy Child 2023. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
The Across the Floor Dance Company presents Emotions, Movement of the Heart dance production on Saturday, May 27th at the Shore Park Complex. Come, see dances of all genres. Seating at 6:30 p.m. Show starts promptly at 7 p.m. Tickets are only $100. Children 10 and under pay $50 at the door. Tickets are available at Shaw Park Complex box office or please call 391-2816 for more information. This is an event for the entire family.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. And everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show. And everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tapicom. Welcome to the future. The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom. New generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards. Air tags. Customized designs. Digital clothing tags. Digital pet tags. Tapicom. The future is here. Contact us today.
Yes, be careful.
Honey, I feel I'm going to start to cook, yes, because these children must be hungry now. Right? Okay.
These plugs, oh my gosh.
Hey, Rita, hey, come from there. Come from there.
What's going on in here?
Oh God, I should have buy exhibition, boy. What would you do if this happened to you? Dial 990 in case of fire emergencies and always have a serviceable fire extinguisher ready and available at all times.
Coconut Nuts Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates morning show. We're chatting this morning with Assemblyman Sonny Craig, Assistant Secretary for the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. Viewers, our focus this morning is on International Day of the Boy Child 2023. Assemblyman, good morning and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show.
Good morning Tobago Updates. Good morning to Tobago. Good morning to the World Wide Web. Happy to be here. Always happy to be here with you, Ria.
All right, I'm happy to hear that. Now, even as we're talking about May 16th being the International Day of the Boy Child, I got to ask, Assemblyman Craig, any boys?
I have too many to count. I have none biologically, but I take responsibility for every boy child I see, you know, because boys, I mean, everybody's special, but boys need something a little extra sometimes. And I think that I try to do my part when I see boy children anyway. Yeah?
Yeah. And this year, the focus, or International Day of the Boy Child, focuses on their well-being, their needs to feel happy, healthy, and valued within family and community. You have been with the division for just about 2 years or so. Assemblyman Craig.
Yes.
And from your interactions with the communities in Tobago and outside of Tobago, when we look at the blocks, when we look at our communities, do you think enough is being done to ensure that the well-being, the boys are made to feel happy, healthy, and valued within family and community?
Well, of course, the answer to that is a no. I don't think the boys are where they should be. I must send out a congratulations to the boys who are doing well, though. I know we need to focus on those that are struggling, but I go through the system and I see young men who still pursue a more disciplined approach to life. Even when I came in here this morning, I noticed all the technicians are young men.
Yes.
And that's something that's really commendable. However, as you made reference to the blocks are a really serious challenge. And I had a good friend who came out of Port of Spain, actually. He was from George Street. And he told me the reason why he didn't get really wrapped up in crime and so on, because there was gang warfare and turf war where he came from. He said his mother, he said he always felt loved and appreciated at home, right on George Street. And he's living in Tobago now, and he's doing better. But I think that the challenges with our boy children begin in the homes. As a division, we would like to know, and it would be public outcry would be for the government to do something about every challenge we face. However, our first line of defense, our first port of call would have to be the homes. Not everyone is blessed to have the ideal configuration in their homes. I was blessed to have both parents. I grew up with mother and father, and I know the benefits of that.
Definitely.
Single parents have a different struggle, and that struggle would mean sometimes certain levels of depression, especially with women who carry the children on their own. It might be easier to just get these boys out of the place because boys have a different energy.
Yes, they do.
I mean, I never had boy children, but I grew up and I had the energy. And my father was a strong hand over me, you know? And as a consequence, that never overpowered me to the point where I came to being rebellious or being
different generation.
Indisciplined, you know? So there's a lot to be done. And I'm thinking that maybe we need to begin with empowering homes. homes are a kind of safe zone and a kind of exclusive. Unless social workers really get in there and unravel what's happening, sometimes you never know what's in a home once the doors are closed. And so somewhere in the conversation, we have plans to do something about child rearing, do something about how homes are managed, because it's not hard to see, because from the division, persons come to us for assistance all the time. And when you listen to the configuration in some of these homes and the situation, you know, the children, the father or fathers, the absentee fathers, you realize that this is the problem. You have to leave the children by a neighbor just to make a day to get bread because there's nothing in the cupboard. And many times we could be judgmental about people, but we do not have, not every family has the same variables in working out their challenges. And so sometimes when you look at the variables and you look at the end product, even though now we might sit and say, she was irresponsible, you know, or whatever you want to describe them, when you look at her options, sometimes it seems as though that's the only option. Yeah. So that we need to pull back a bit and really look at this thing and be able to ascertain what's the best way forward. Yeah, so the division is working on it. We are working on it.
All right, and just to tell our rather inform our viewers that the 2023 theme for International Day of the Boy Child is Boys and Mental Health. I grew up, I'm probably just a few years younger than you. Probably. I could probably hope. But you know, the era that I grew up in, boys were not made to feel comfortable sharing their emotions, or sharing, you know, their thoughts. Boys were not. It was not okay for boys to cry or get emotional or have a mental breakdown. It was not okay. Right. It was okay for girls to cry, but not okay for boys. But as life moved on, we live in a world now where it is okay for boys and men to cry. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to show your emotions publicly. It's okay to talk about your emotions publicly. But you know, we're still at a. you don't seem to agree. I'm seeing the expression on your face, Mr. Craig.
Well, you said you grew up in a time when that was how boys were indoctrinated. Right. I am one of those boys.
So you don't show emotion, or
I
you
do. I do, because there are times when you just have to let it out, you know. Right. But there is still a withdrawal taboo within me. Yeah. You know, you could talk something very emotional here, and I'll swallow the cry. I'm going to a funeral today, and you go to funerals and you hardly see men break down and cry. You see more women around the casket crying. So the belief is that it's more a gender separation in being emotional and being, because Caribbean men interpret it in some way of like being soft. Yes. And that's the worst adjective you could use to describe a Caribbean man. Yes. As being soft. Yeah, you know, so, and maybe we need to understand that it's not being soft, it's being real, you know? And there is a time when a man has to get up and get in the worst situation, in the most challenging situations. When your family is under stress, you can't join the wife and children and cry. You have to deal with that situation. So this I agree with you, yeah, because I mean I cry from time to time, more in my quiet moment by myself, you know, right? Because of the same analogy you raised, but men have this responsibility to take care of family. And your children are hungry, your wife is stressed, you can't be crying. You have to be on the move and deal with the situation. But I agree with you.
You have to take up the mantle.
You need to take up the mantle. And that starts from the boys we have. Because many of our boys function in the absence of good role models. Right. I had good role models because I was blessed to grow up in the church network. So I had people like Pastor Dutton, Clive Dutton, you might know that name.
That's right, definitely.
I had, in the politics, there was a guy in my church named James Ivan Auguste. He was an accountant that returned home from the States, and he ran for Tobago parliamentary elections, and he won, right? So I always looked up to him. And I had these men around me. I would go to camp, and Pastor Dutton was the man there. Even I even have role models I took from who were younger than me. As a teenager, I admired Pastor Map, who was a year or two younger than me. And as a teenager, he was there preaching in camp. And I was admiring him. So, and I could also strike the balance with the negative.
Yeah.
There were men who were moving in a different direction. You see, sometimes it seemed as though on the block they were the one cuss the most bad one, who could drink the most, and they had nice. And I'm watching it and I'm saying to myself, I don't want to be like that.
No, this is not what I want. Yeah.
This is not what I want for myself. So we need some role models in our societies. And they are there now but some men do not understand the value of what they bring to the table. And they do not know how much people are looking at them. Because sometimes young men come to me now and they said, as a child, they thought I was a giant. They thought I was the biggest, most powerful man in the world. I didn't know people were watching me. So every man in our society has a responsibility to model the kind of men we would like to see our children to know to be.
Now, let me just share very quickly here what's happening on the live. Challenor Birchwood, and I'm calling the names here, says Tobago's advantage in being more peaceful was that we had men around us. Now more than ever, we need more men for mentorship for our young boys.
Yes.
He also says here, to help lower the crime rate, we need more men for mentorship for our young men to guide them. Julia Brown says, I said to my son once, never let anyone tell you crying is for mama men. Crying is expressing your emotion. The shortest verse is Jesus wept. Yes. Boy, please don't be afraid to cry. Julia Brown, I love this. I really love this. All right, so if Jesus cried, if Jesus cried,
at least once,
at least once that was recorded. Did he cry on the cross? Did he cry on the cross? At least this one that was recorded here.
Yeah, it was recorded.
Right?
And that's significant. That's big. That's big.
So it's okay, and we need to mention here that it is okay for our boys and our men to cry, to show that emotion. All right? And it's all in an effort to produce better men, a better generation. All right. So there's an urgent need to focus on the home and school in order to save the boy child.
Well, as the person made reference to the school, that's a place we definitely need to go, not just as instructors, but to encourage more young men to get into leadership in our schools. That's a place that I know definitely the Tobago House of Assembly will have to make a deliberate effort. Kudos to the women who step out to become teachers.
Yeah.
I know teaching is not an easy profession. I did some little classes, art classes and so on, and just to get this small group together, focused. Teaching is not easy. To do that every day for years. However, we need to put something in place, maybe to have incentives to have more men consider teaching as a profession. That's another strength I had. As a child, I had Mr. Baker, who started Rapid Response.
Yes.
I had Roel Carrington. He was my choir teacher. I had Michael Duncan, another musician. These guys taught the choir, they taught the classes. So now I just can't stop singing. I'm singing every day.
Yeah.
From Booker Primary School, Fulton, Alfred, Calendar from Blackrock. The school had a serious balance of male and female teachers. There were young men who were giving serious challenges to Teacher Percy. That's the one immortalizing song. That's his wife. She was my principal.
The teacher Percy. Say if you tell a lie.
Right. His wife was my principal.
Yes.
And she had Mr. Baker and these giants around her. No boys couldn't give trouble in school. And you go to Booker Point now, where we went to primary school, and you will see the young men, the products of that time. I mean, all wouldn't turn out perfect, but there is that sense of respect, that sense of balance. We have good conversation when we meet up. We go have good memories. And I think that we need to do something to get more males into leadership where the boys are concerned.
Totally agree. And I dare say here to the female teachers, there is a way to teach boys. There is a way to speak to boys. And I'm not saying here that you need to I'm talking about a level of respect, but there is a way to treat boys, particularly young boys.
Yes, yes.
But I've seen and heard of too many cases where some teachers believe, boy, who you think? No, there is a way to deal with boys.
Yes, well, I mean, you have the experience because you taught my children, you taught my children at a certain point in time.
Yes.
Yes, and definitely. And I am never taught in the school setting, but I'm of the view that you must look at every child as a potential success.
Yes.
You look at every child as a potential
give up on
success,
them.
and that should guide your speech, your conversation, your disciplines.
Yeah.
Because my memory is so good with teachers, and I know the teachers who cared for me. And sometimes even to enter something on Facebook, the consciousness that one of my teachers could read it. I prefer to put up pretty things than to put up obscenity on Facebook because that respect you have for the persons who shaped you as you grew, you know?
Yes. I see Chalana Birchwood is even adding to the conversation here by saying the Cadet Corps, Boys Brigade, the Police Youth Club in Tobago are great areas for teaching leadership for young boys, and certainly these are excellent. Yes, Mr.
And
Birchwood.
he's one of our stalwarts who lives overseas. Good morning, Mr. Birchwood. We went to Scarborough Sec together. He was a little boy to me in school, but I must big him up this morning for joining the conversation in such a meaningful way. Cadets, and of course you could add Pathfinders to that. I was a Pathfinder.
Yes, thank you. Pathfinders, definitely.
And these clubs really do a lot to structure young people and to have them focused.
And let me say here, Pathfinders takes you out into the wilderness and they teach you survival skills.
Yes.
We're heading into an age and an era where we're going to need those survival skills.
yes.
Harrigan Henry says, strong men cry in public. I totally agree with you. And I encourage men to stand up and do what is right at the end of the day. Thank you so much.
Henry is one of my mentors, actually.
Yes.
He's one of the guys I looked up to growing up. And I could understand where he's coming from. But
did you ever say that to him, or is this the first time that he's hearing that?
When he says that, he knows my reaction, what my reaction would be, you know. But I support it, you know. I support it. I don't want you to think that I don't support it.
Yes.
But I will tell you something. There are things that would have to move in tandem in the society. If you get all your men being presented as weak, it affects your society.
Yeah.
It affects your society. So in our crying, we must never lose the focus of who we are as the leaders in the society. Now, some people will challenge me on this. Of course, that's your right.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to ensure, and men need to ensure, that they understand their role in the society as protectors.
Mm-hmm.
Because
providers.
as providers,
Mm-hmm.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't be there crying holy.
No, you can't be there all crying all day. But I have to say here, and I make no apologies for saying that sometimes some of us women, we need to be quiet and allow our men to be men.
Right.
We quarrel that men are not stepping up and our boys are not stepping up.
Yes.
But we don't give them the opportunity to, because we talk so much about what we want them to do that we don't allow them to do what they know they need to do. So sometimes it's okay, sisters, just keep quiet for a minute and allow them to be men, you know.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes, my dear, yes.
All right, but I want to thank you. J.J. Allen says it's about emotional intelligence and balance. Thank you so much for that as well.
Thank you very much.
Right.
That's
but
good.
in terms of the division, there are plans in the future for opportunities to celebrate our men and boys.
Of course. And what we want to do, we want to marry this campaign we're going on with the different arms of the state that deal with young men, from the high schools, the intercol programs. We want to be a part of all this as we go forward, so that the young men, the boys are impacted early.
Yes.
I have the sad reality of burying a boy tomorrow, the guy who suffered at the guy who got killed in the shooting in Montpellier last week, and I knew him. He very respectful to me in the community. And it's a sad reality that so many, back to where we began the conversation, so many of our young men are being tied up in the block life. And if you look at the murders in Tobago for the year so far, most of the young men are in this group, the block life group. And we have a lot of work to do. So our programs definitely would aim at getting to the young men as young as preschool. and trying to influence them positively as they grow. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Assemblyman Sonny Craig, for chatting with us. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Viewers, we want to thank you so much for joining us today. We say have a great day. Stay safe on Tobago's roads, and wherever you are, stay safe on the roads. We've got GMT coming up this morning with Chanel Felix. Just before we head on there, we're going to head on over to Tobago Notes. So have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow is Youth Wednesday, so you're going to see those young people out. So have a great day, Tobago. Bye-bye.
Hey, I'm last off the bus today, and that's only because I'm rolling with the Commonwealth contingent that's on the island to tour some of the facilities and accommodation ahead of the 2023 Commonwealth Youth Games to be held in August. So stay with us, it promises to be fun.
As far as I'm concerned, the Commonwealth Games have well and truly started, because by the time teams come sending out their teams to do the reconnoiter, recce patrols, as the military people would say, they are already in games mode. They want to find out what the hotel accommodation is like, what the playing facilities are like, what the playing conditions are like. They are enjoying it, they enjoy the experience so far, and also they're doing some serious work, because they are doing formal reports and everything that they've seen, and so far everybody seems to be satisfied.
Everybody loves the hotels. We even getting there saying, oh, I want to come here, I want to stay here. They prefer to be over here for the games. They're really excited about the staying at Magdalena and Mount Irving, and they love the Boko atmosphere, all the shopper facilities.
It's the first time I've been to Tobago. I really enjoyed the entire site visits, the facilities, the accommodation. Everyone was very nice, everyone was very accommodating. The venues are acceptable. The island is beautiful, it's clean, it's refreshing, it's everything. It's one of these places that's like a little piece of paradise. Although I'm from Barbados and that's paradise, but it's a little piece of paradise. So this is the feeling of everybody. We have Guyana, Canada, Kenya, Northern Ireland. So that's how we felt. We had a really good time today.
It was a really fun group. We had a great time. It has me even more excited about what's to come in August for the Commonwealth Youth Games Tobago 2023. And of course, it's from August 2nd to 12th. So you don't want to miss it. And we at the Information Department will be keeping you abreast of all the happenings leading straight up to the games.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denasia.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we're stronger. Good morning, Tobago.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another conversation here. Guys, you know, when you see me here, it's because we're going to have those conversations that you want to have to get your morning started, and I'm going to ask the questions that you want to get asked. But before we get into all of that this morning, I want to start off by giving you guys the news in 90 seconds. Homage is the theme chosen for the 36th edition of the Tobago Heritage Festival, scheduled for the 21st of July to August the 1st. According to a press release from the Division of Tourism, Culture and Antiquities and Transportation, honoring Tobago's past, celebrating the present, and inspiring the future is the aim of this year's edition. Along with favorite elements such as Mariah Old Time Wedding, Charlottesville's National Treasures Day, and Salaka Feast, the festival will feature the return of the Rum Shop Lime. For the event's execution, a planning team comprising of stakeholders is currently being developed. Additionally, opposition MP Barry Padarat said that the Children's Authority is under-budgeted and under-resourced and not doing enough to protect children. Speaking at a recent press conference, Padarat accused the government of allocating $28 million to the Children's Authority, despite a request for $100 million in the national budget. Worse yet, the opposition MP revealed that in the government's petition to increase the national budget at the mid-year budgetary review, a request for an additional $62 million is being made. He claimed that the request is unnecessary had the government followed through on its plan to allocate $100 million to the Children's Authority. And finally, the government of Trinidad and Tobago was awarded a judgment worth almost $1 billion after the Piaco Airport corruption case in Miami was won. This was announced by the former Attorney General and current Minister for Rural Development and Local Government, Faris Alwari, at a virtual press conference on Monday. He also stated that Trinidad and Tobago has gotten a positive return for all of their money spent on legal fees over the past 20 years. And that was your news in 90 seconds. Guys, so this morning, I have the pleasure of sitting with a young lady who has done Tobago proud and has done great exploits. Every time we see her, she's doing something to either empower her community or empower other young women. And this morning we're speaking with Miss Karen Forbes, who is a women's national football player. And we are talking about the 8th annual Kick It with Karen. Good morning, Miss Forbes. How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you. Thank you for having me. Let me just say that one time.
Well, thank you for being here this morning. Now, before we get into Kick It with Karen, a lot of persons may not know you on a personal level. Right. They may see you around. They may see that recently, or not too recently, you would have launched your own book. Mm-hmm. You are very active in the community. You are from Plymouth.
That's correct.
Right? And that is a place that you stake claim to.
Of course.
And you continue to be engaged within the community and try to make your presence felt. Tell us a little bit about your background, if you can.
Well, basically, as you mentioned, I grew up in Plymouth. I have 3 other siblings other than myself. And actually, one of them plays football as well. She's currently in Israel playing, Kimika Forbes. I grew up playing football with Stokelyville. And basically, that was like where my career took off. I went to Bethesda Government, then I went to the school on the hill, which is Signal Hill, you know. Most people like to say the school on the hill. And then I went to West Texas A&M, where I applied my trade, which football really was my vehicle to get me where I am today and moving forward. So that's a little bit about me.
Right, and growing up in Plymouth, tell me exactly what did football mean for you?
To be honest, when I started playing at first, I started playing with boys, right? And some of those same boys is who I actually hold close to my heart for today, because they are the ones that actually push me. So being a girl growing up in Plymouth playing football with boys, you're always considered being a tomboy, right? But that wasn't really something that kept me down. I kept pushing, and then I eventually get to play with girls when I went to Bethesda Government when we played our first girls competition.
Right, and tell us a little bit about your journey at the school on the hill, at Signal Hill there. I'm guessing that was played a huge role in your rise to stardom in football as well, because we know most athletes that come out of Tobago, they really get that shine or that come up from high school football.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what happened there during your high school football career.
So basically, when I did exams, I passed for Goodwood. So again, football rescued me, where this lady by the name of Miss Simmons, she saw me playing and she was like, you know what, you could add to our team. And that's how I ended up in Signal Hill. I would say for sure Signal Hill would have allowed me the opportunity to be able to take my football to another level, even being seen by the national team, because my first intercall was against Malik, and most of those girls were on the national team. And that's where Jamal Shabazz was able to see me. And I got to Trinidad like around age of 13, and then I never got off the national team.
Excellent. And tell us, how have you utilized the vehicle of football to inspire other young women and other youths within your community?
So for me personally, I found my why I'm doing it. And obviously, my why may not be somebody else's why, and that is my mother, right? I realized that she wasn't able to afford school, so I had to find a reason to keep me pushing. And that vehicle, which is football, was my way out. And I had to make it through football, right? Or allow football to be the stepping stone for me, or to propel me to where I need to go to be able to achieve my academics and also push me to wherever it takes me.
Right, and that has led to a number of different initiatives that you have put on over time.
Yeah.
And well, one of those events is the Kick It with Karen that you're having, and this is the 8th annual edition. So tell us about how that event came about, and why is it so important for you to host events of this nature?
When I was playing with the national team in my 2014 campaign, I was sitting on the plane back from Ecuador, and I was like, you know what, I need to do something, you know, that I could be able to give back to my community. And the first year that I did this competition, it was Forbes Soccer Picnic. But as the competition grew, I consulted with a cousin of mine. His name is Shane Sandy. And I was like, I need a more attractive name. He said, why you just don't include your name? And that's how I came up with Kick It with Karen after 2 years. And now it's keep living on for 8 years.
Okay, excellent. And so tell us how this event has impacted the life of young people in Tobago since it has started.
So first of all, I was really surprised last year, because last year was really big. And to be honest, I was wondering if it's me really keeping the competition, because so much people supported it. I realized that there isn't much one-day competition or two-day competition in Tobago. So, and a lot of people and young teams and academies and such, and even villagers are looking forward to this. Like, this is a go-to event, just like I capture the flag, right? So I think it's becoming so huge that it is one of the events that Tobago is going to have for a very long time and grabbing a lot of attention, because I was explaining to somebody last night, this event also brings money to businesses. And you're talking about airfare, you're talking about the boat, because I have at least 7 academies coming from Trinidad, accommodation, groceries, you know, a lot of businesses gain from this competition. So to speak, I think it impacts these young children life, because they know for sure when they come to Kick It with Karen, we getting quality stuff, quality football, quality prizes, and these different things. So I want to continue to maintain that moving forward, and even improve, and also allow other people to be able to see how attractive the tournament is becoming, and hopefully continue to invest.
Excellent. And so let's explain to the audience watching exactly what the competition is about. So it's about different groups, different teams coming together to compete against each other one day. And so it's a number of different age groups that are going to be vying for different trophies, different prizes, different medals. Explain how that is going to go. You say it starts at 11 a.m. So take us through what the event is supposed to be like.
Okay, so basically it really starts at 9 a.m., right? On the first day, which is the 27th of May, we will have the U9 category, U11, U13, and U15. Some of the coaches asked if we could include like girls in these categories, and I said absolutely, once they fit the age bracket and reach the requirements, because you know, girls at that level, we now starting to have academies and stuff that bringing out young girls team, but you know, you don't want to deprive them of playing with the boys, because that's how I played my first Republic Cup with the boys. Besides that we have a full day for kids, and then the 28th of May we have adults, so we have all force competition happening. We have girls under 17. This is the first year I'm keeping girls under 17, but I'm building each year, hopefully to get girls under 15, 17, and women open. We have the men open category that a lot of men participate in, and that's the 2-day competition.
Excellent. And so, guys, you heard it here. It's 2 days. So we have Saturday the 27th and Sunday the 28th, and it's all going to be happening at the Plymouth Recreational Grounds. But, guys, we're going to have more of this conversation as soon as we get back after this break. There's so much more to talk about. Guys, see you soon.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denasia. Let's go.
Sign up, save, and win every day with Digicel Plus. You could win a tablet or a TV every single day. Just sign up for Digicel Plus and like yourself. Visit digiceltt.com or a Digicel store to sign up now. Promotion ends May 19th and is approved by the NLCB.
Are you looking for a place for your loved ones? Heavenly Care welcomes you. Located at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors, we offer a variety of services. These include doctor visitations, social activities, geriatric care, and much more. Contact us at 277-9595 or visit us at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors. At Heavenly Care, compassion is at the heart of all care.
The Across the Floor Dance Company presents Emotions, Movement of the Heart dance production on Saturday, May 27th at the Shore Park Complex. Come see dances of all genres. Seating at 6:30 p.m. Show starts promptly at 7 p.m. Tickets are only $100. Children 10 and under pay $50 at the door. Tickets are available at Shore Park Complex box office, or please call 391-2816 for more information. This is an event for the entire family.
Welcome to L'Image Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacord, Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP You are.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, guys. So we have been talking with Miss Karen Forbes, who is also one of the national football players and one of those Tobago young women who have been doing a lot for her community. She is originally from Plymouth, Tobago, and she's been doing a number of things to try to engage her community. And one of those things, as you were speaking about before the break, is Kick It with Karen. And this year she's having her 8th edition. And so right before the break, we were talking about all the different categories, and this is open to both boys and girls. And that's on the 27th, that's the youth day. And on Sunday, the 28th, that's the day for the adults. And that's when we're going to see the big sides coming out, right? Tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening on Sunday, because Sunday seems like the real vibes day. Yeah. And tell us about entry requirements. Is there a fee to enter?
There's no fee to enter. Admission is free. On the Sunday before everything starts, we will be having an exhibition game where you'll see me throw down with my team. Everybody's basically going to be from Tobago. I'm taking nobody from Trinidad, everybody from Tobago. So we have like people from Badil, where I sweat, you know, to be a part, because you want everybody to feel welcome, because it's really not about me alone, you know, but it's about helping people to be a part. So we're going to have that game against I-95, which is one of our sponsors. And they are going to bring a team to Tobago, so we'll be able to get more entertainment. Then we have the girls, and then the meal starts later on in the night.
All right, excellent. And how can teams get involved to be a part of the competition?
So you could contact me on Instagram, Karen Forbes, or you can contact me by 352-7552.
Excellent. And I see there's another number here that is 267-9720. You can call any of those numbers to register. And there is a registration fee attached for the competition itself. Tell us about that.
So the registration fee for the youth category is $400 per team. And also the registration for the U17 girls is $500. For the female open is $800. And then for the male open is $900.
Right. And so this starts off as Kick It with Karen, which is an initiative that you are putting on for community engagement and to inspire young persons within your community and Tobago on a whole. But tell us about the vision for this tournament. Where do you see it going?
So my succession plan is to be able to feed national teams. I think now I could be able to invite national coaches to come over. Also, I have been abroad in the coaches convention this year, and I would have built connections with coaches, collegiate coaches, professional coaches, and my aim is to bring them in eventually to be able to see talent. And this is why I constantly trying to maintain a certain standard with the tournament and hopefully to build it into my own league. So we have something that's very solid, something that started from one little one-day competition into a league, and then we will be able to have a well-organized league for Tobago.
Excellent, excellent. Quite impressive, I must say. Quite impressive. I mean, coming out of Plymouth, I know that your community is proud of you, or your family is proud. Tobago is extremely proud, not just for what is happening, but for the vision, because everything starts off as a thought before it is executed, so we could see that big things are coming, right? And tell us about the support that you have been getting for this event.
Definitely the villagers come out and they support me, and I'm very much thankful for that. I'm hoping, you know, to give out some special prizes to, you know, just asking a few questions about the tournament. Because one of the things that I asked on my social media is how long the tournament has been happening and what year did it start. But there's a trick question because COVID was involved, you know. So, you know, little things like that to keep people engaged. I've been getting support. I mean, of course, you know, when you send out like for sponsorship and stuff, not everybody may gravitate to the vision. But I do believe they will come on board eventually.
And who are some of the sponsors that have come on board?
So Fairways, I must commend them, because as I pitched my information, I was like, hey, I want 5 balls, and could I get a dinner for one of my winners? And they were like, okay, no problem, you know. Some of them were really easygoing. We have Ansa Motos coming in and actually believing in the vision as well. We have like local sponsors, people like local businesses in Plymouth itself usually do give, even if it's a case or two or whatever, is Sunset Minimart. You know, they are one of the local businesses in Plymouth, and they actually, everybody is engaged, basically.
Excellent. And I see that you have the Tobago House of Assembly as a sponsor as well. So is it sponsored by the Division of Community Development and Youth Development and Sport?
Yes. So basically, I got the feel from them, right? So I got that confirmation, and I also get trophies and medals from them.
Excellent. Excellent. So with this happening here, do you have any plans of partnerships in the future to do similar events, or even events of a different nature? Do you plan on having maybe a couple partnerships with other athletes from Tobago, maybe not even footballers, but other athletes that have the same desire to come back home, to give back, to engage young people within the community?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I want to do in the future is bring out something that athletes build in their brand, because I feel like there's a lot of athletes that not building their brand. They don't understand their value. They need to always carry themselves as a brand, so people could be able to buy into that. So if, let's say, for example, you decide to bring out a clothing line or so, it's easy for me to buy into you because of the way you carry yourself, because people watch every single thing. So yes, absolutely, I'm ready to help anybody that's interested once they are serious.
Right. And outside of just the tournament, what other type of community engagement events have you participated in or hosted? And what's your connection or relationship like with, your area representatives and the village council?
Well, myself and my area rep would have spoken about doing a district league. And, when you're doing those kind of things, you want to be able to give it time. So I'm hoping that next year we will be able to sit down and plan it properly. So in that way, it's not something being rushed. Because when you look at Mariah has a league, Miss Doll has a league, and Plymouth needs to bring back their league, and I think sports is something that keeps down crime. We need to be able to build back the academy, which is Stokely Vale. We have produced so many sports people in Plymouth, and I'm not talking only about football, but just different sporting activities, different sporting discipline. And we need to bring that back. We need to be able to have the youth engaged, have them something to look forward to.
Excellent. And so do you take that upon yourself to go into the community and kind of encourage the youths to get involved in some of the sporting activities?
Yeah, like right now, I usually be back and forth. And right now we have like a football sweat we have down on the field. And I realize a lot of youths come around, and they actually, sometimes you don't even know who look up to you until they actually be around you, and then you hear them speak. And by doing that, I realized like a lot of them appreciate that. So I said, listen, I need you guys to relax yourself, come down to the tournament. I'll try to put you guys in. They want to feel a part, right? And being able to provide these opportunities right on home soil. You're not to catch transportation. You're there. It's happening every year. You're being able to do something that you love. And I think that could be one of the pinnacles or one of the things that helps take Plymouth to another level, or by extension, Tobago.
Excellent. And so talk to the clubs, encourage them to come out and be a part of this.
Of course.
Let them know that it's happening and why it's important for the clubs to take part.
Of course. James Campbell in particular, he's one of the persons that I actually grew up playing football under, and I have seen what football has done for my life, hence the reason why I could say football could, not only football, but any kind of sporting discipline, it could take you places.
Right. And have you been reaching out to the different clubs individually to let them know about the Kick It with Karen event that's happening on the 27th and 28th of May?
Yeah, I am in contact with a lot of the clubs in Tobago. Of course, I might be a little bit harsh when it comes to next week, the week of the competition, because I want to be able to create a standard. So if I'm not doing no registration on the day for kids because it's a bit tedious. I don't want the kids to be standing there in the sun, and you see that sun these days. just waiting around. So I want to do things prior to, so we could get the kids in and get them out, so we get them out at a certain time.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, it's so much, and it goes beyond football.
Yeah.
It goes to understanding that you play a pivotal role in impacting the development of your community, and also inspiring other young persons who may not even be into sports, but utilizing whatever talents, abilities, and skills they have to feed into the development of villages like Plymouth and other villages on the island of Tobago. Guys, we're going to take a really quick break, and I will see you back right after this.
The passion start to rise, the energy fill the sky. This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800 TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800 TIPS. Help stop crime.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax, we will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meats served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off.
Tapicom. Welcome to the future. The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom. New generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards. Air tags. Customized designs. Digital clothing tags. Digital pet tags. Tapicom. The future is here. Contact us today.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, pass decision. Come on over. Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago, right here on Tobago Updates, guys. We have been chatting with a woman of substance this morning, national women's football player for Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Karen Forbes. And one of the things that she would have discussed with us earlier is that one of her dreams is to assist other athletes, whether they're from Trinidad and Tobago or not, with building their brand and understanding the importance of that and how that carries over into their career even after athletics, even after sports. And so she is also an author, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, something that she doesn't boast too much about, but we know that she has that under her belt. So you are also an author. You wrote a book called Woman of Substance. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the name of the book alone just tells a story. I always wanted to inspire people, especially women. There's no bias there. Of course, I'm a woman and I see a lot of mistakes that we make and areas that we could improve. And that's one of the things that inspire me to really write this book, which is Woman of Substance. And I take full delight in it because I do believe that it shares my pathway in where I got to where I'm at today. So where I was, where I am, and where I'm going.
Excellent. And so who is the book really targeted towards, and how can people from Tobago support you by buying that book?
So you could support me by either contacting me by 352-7552, or you could contact me via Instagram, or I have a store in Plymouth itself, Jigger Street. You could come there. The book is there. It's 150 TT. Also, I know most people shop online right now. It's on Amazon. It's a bit marked down now, so if you want to get it there, you could get that as well.
Excellent. And you are inspiring other athletes to take a similar approach to their brand and telling their own story. Mm-hmm. Tell me why it was important for you to really take control of your own narrative and tell your own story by becoming an author and writing your own book.
I realized nothing is given, and I had to make a better life for myself and for my family. I always kept them in mind with everything that I'm doing, and I always tell myself, even if it's me alone to do it, then I'm going to do it. And my mother has worked really hard to ensure that, I get everything that I need. May not be what I want, but now I am able to see, I'm thankful that she would have brought me up in that manner, because those things did stay with me throughout my life. And I'm very elated to share this story because I do believe it could be somebody else's survival guide.
Right. And you talk about being a woman of substance. What, for you, how do you define a woman of substance, and what does it take to be a woman of substance?
Well, I hold myself to certain standards and moral values, and I don't differ from it. My integrity as a person, I build my integrity on honesty, and I always hold myself to that, regardless of the circumstances. And I think today a lot of women need to understand that at the end of the day, it all boils down to you, the individual. And that could roll over to men too, if you understand what I mean, because all you have to do is remove WO and you have man of substance. Mm-hmm. So you have to know exactly what you want. I mean, yes, a lot of people say, oh, I wasn't taught this, I wasn't that. But, as you grow, you have a choice, because there's a lot of things that I wasn't taught. My mother is a single parent. There's a lot of things that I wasn't being able to expose to, meaning like a father figure or so. And I still was able to still hold my own and get out. So it all depends on you and what you want in life and how far you want to go.
Excellent. And so would the book be available on the 27th and the 28th?
Absolutely.
I kick it with Karen.
Absolutely.
Right. But you were telling me also before the break that persons can come to Kick It with Karen and they can also vend. Tell us about that aspect, the entrepreneurial aspect of the event.
Okay, so there is a fee attached to vending. Actually, I do some vending on the day as well to kind of make back some of the money from what I'm putting out. Besides that, it also gives me opportunity to build a capital to continue to keep this tournament as the years go by. So what I do, the things that I'm not doing, I allow other people to come to do it as a course, because every single thing that you do on that day is going to be a course. This year in particular, I would have spoken to the Minister of Sport, and she said, Karen, you need to push this tournament as a big tournament. And, you know, more so than ever, I also seek counsel when coming to my tournament, because you want to be able to be, sometimes you might see something a particular way and somebody might see it another way, because a lot of inclusions that I have made is because I, you know, ask questions, ask people, so you know you're including everybody. And that's why I chose the All Fours tournament, because it's a very prominent thing. And in Plymouth in particular has an All Fours center, so why not include them?
Excellent. And you mentioned the Minister of Sport. You have a good relationship with them. Is the ministry sponsoring this event as well?
So I'm in the process of signing up a grant. Of course, you know, those things take time.
Right.
So usually what I do like a report after and send in all my receipts and such. And then it's up to them now to differentiate, you know, what deems more important than such, and then they go from there.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And so, as we wrap up this morning, is there any messages that you want to send to young women, especially when we talk about women of substance and everything that you have written in regards to that? Is there any particular message that you want to put out there?
Yeah, two things I want to say. A lot of people go through life and want to achieve goals, but they don't know why they're doing it, or holding on to the why when the going get tough, because it's going to get tough. It's going to get challenges. It's going to have things happening. But at the end of the day, once you remember your why, that is what keeps you going. And that's what kept me from going and doing all the things that I have been doing. Because at the end of the day, I realized there's no limit. And that's my next point. You know, a lot of people say the sky's the limit, but there's no limit. And I am going after every single thing that in my vision. And I do believe that we all have the capacity to do the same. You just have to know what you want.
Right. And when it comes to sports and athletics, people think that there's usually a time frame attached to it, and there is an expiration date on your face, right? And you spoke about building that brand.
Yes.
What are you doing to make your career sustainable, and how do you advise other athletes to take measures, whether it be through entrepreneurship or community engagement, to help them stay relevant and to sustain themselves over time, even after their sporting career has ended?
Yeah. For me personally, after the tournament, I'm heading out to Baltimore to play for 2 months in the summer league. And I could afford to do that because I would have a store that will still be generating funds while I'm out there playing and also coaching. So that's another pathway I'm looking into, which is coaching. I will say definitely a lot of people think too late. I recognize early that, of course, in our lovely country, we are not being treated the way that we ought to be treated. And that's a fact, but I can't sit down and dwell on that fact.
I know you're talking about in regards to compensation or just the conditions that you guys are...
Conditions that we actually have to face. We don't really get much, right? And I recognized that very early. And I was like, listen, I have to be able to still set up myself other than that, because I can't sit and say, okay, well, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. I have to make a way for myself. And I went into entrepreneurship very early and started doing different things to try to create myself revenue outside of playing with the national team also, because I realized it was really imperative.
Excellent, excellent. And so before we wrap up, tell the people again about Kick It with Karen, why they should come out and support, whether it be to take part in the event or just to be a spectator, to bring. So, and are coolers allowed? That's a question. Are you allowed to bring coolers?
Yeah, absolutely. You're
Okay.
fine to bring coolers. Kick It with Karen will be the 27th and 28th of May. The tournament is growing. Whether you decide to participate or be a spectator, we're trying to include different activities that people will be able to be involved, whether you're a spectator or not, you know, and that's one of the things that we want to continue to do, so everybody feels welcome. So again, come out and support Kick It with Karen. Come and experience the difference. That's what I'm saying. Each year is going to be different.
Excellent, excellent. And guys, we see you see for yourself that she is not just an athlete, she's a rising star here in Tobago. She's inspirational, motivational, and doing all that she can with the resources that she has to inspire other athletes as well as other young persons within her community. And these are the type of young persons that we want to put our support behind. In whatever way you can support the initiative, you can reach out to Karen via her number, which is 352-7552. You can reach out to her via her social media accounts, or you can call 267-9720 and reach out. Whatever you want to sponsor, they are open to sponsorship, right?
Absolutely.
Still open to sponsorship. Whether it is that you want to sponsor a case of water for each team.
Yes.
A little goes a long way, especially when you're doing these type of events out of pocket.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, the support is necessary. Make it a line, make it a thing. Invite your friends, invite your family, make it a family day. I mean, it's on a weekend. You can come in on a Saturday or on Sunday with the kids. It's something that is family friendly. And we see we have I-95 also being a part of that. So, you know, they're bringing the vibes, they're bringing the entertainment. So it's not going to be a boring thing.
Yes.
The vibes is going to be there, and it's going to be at the Plymouth Recreational Grounds on the 27th and the 28th. I can't stop stressing how important it is to support you.
Yes.
And I really want to thank you for taking the time, the effort, the energy, and the resources from your own pocket that you could have used to do anything else.
Absolutely.
To really continue to sow back into your community, paying it forward.
Yes.
You know, and it's inspirational, and we really appreciate it. So again, we want to thank you for coming on here on Tobago Updates and for making your family and people of Plymouth proud.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Guys, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and this is Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Thank you for making us the #1 broadcast station on the island of Tobago. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting. And we know we see all the Karen supporters out there. Thank you for your continuous support. And guys, be sure to come out to this event. And even if you're not there, call her and support her in some small way. Right? Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thank you again.